Hiya, today I'm talking about our latest project, which is a replica of the Cavalry Altar that was found at Vindolanda. So in the spring of 2021, two volunteers were digging in what was believed to be a 4th century cavalry barracks. And they were investigating the floor of that barracks, and they were looking at the stones and stonework. So as they were uncovering the stonework, they came across this beautiful piece, which is an altar. The exact person who this represents, or the exact god who this represents, we do not know, because most of these altars, or many of these altars, would have come with an inscription which would give us a clue as to who this character was. But we do not have an inscription, so we have to then guess with the attributes that we can see. So this chap has a helmet on, and he is next to a horse or a donkey. He has a spear, and as you can see, he's not wearing any clothing. So these things point at two possible identities for him. The first being Mercury, the god of travel and messengers, because these decorative features on the top of his helmet could be identified as being wings, so the wings of Mercury. He's also with his donkey or horse, depending on what you think that is. So that also is something that is common with Mercury. The other god that they've suggested it could be is Mars, because we can interpret this as a helmet, a war helmet. He's holding a spear. He's naked and he's very muscular. So these are all sorts of things that you would expect to find for Mars. What we know for sure, although we don't know who it is that this was in a cavalry barracks. Therefore, whoever this god was, it was a god that the soldiers believed would keep them safe. And there is a belief from the archaeologists at Vindolanda that perhaps this character could have been a merging of Mercury and Mars. So neither one specifically, but perhaps a combination of the two. And that this character was very specific to the soldiers who were at Vindolanda in the 4th century when this was carved. The original is made out of sandstone. We are not experts in carving sandstone, it's not our thing. So when we have recreated this with the support of Vindolanda, which was great, we have done so using very, very gritty clay to give it that sandstone feel. But it is about the same size, and we have worked as hard as we can to get as close to the original as we can possibly get it. The original is hopefully at some point going to undergo some additional research, and one of the things I know people are eager to discover is whether this was actually painted. So it could have been painted very bright colours. What the suggestion is, again from Vindolanda, the archaeologists at Vindolanda, is that this altar would have sat in a little niche in the wall of the barracks. So it would have been quite high up. So had it been nice bright colours, I suspect it would have stood out much better than being the same stone as the building itself was made out of. So exciting. And there you are, and you can see the original of this on display at Vindolanda, and it is well worth a visit. It's a beautiful piece. Thank you very much. Bye.